Hey guys, what's going on? So this is information that you didn't know about me, but this is going to be another character spotlight video. I like doing these every so often whenever I have like a lot of thoughts on any specific unit. And somebody just asked me recently, like there's my second to last comment that I just got, and it was, why is Boreas so bad? And is he better with Grindstone? And I went into this in-depth thing about why I think he's bad and why I think he's okay with Grindstone and whatnot. And then I thought about actually just making a video. And I want to make this video for two reasons. One, to explain to you something that I know as a fundamental concept about this game, and to inform you on how to play this game in the case that you think that the game is different. And two, because they are going to rework Boreas. They've already stated it. I don't know when. They didn't. They posted a picture about their roadmap, and this wasn't on it. But they have stated for a while that Boreas, they're just going to revamp the entire kit. They're going to just redo a bunch of things that he does, right? So I would like to talk about why I think Boreas is bad. And what, like, when I first started, Boreas is a really good unit when you first start. And I'm going to explain why in 3 games. I probably should have set this up before, but I thought that I would be fine. I'm going to run an easy version and run Portal Keeper. Dryad. That seems... Dryad? Right? Dryad. Dryad sounds good. Let's go. When you first start this game, you have pretty bad units. One of those units is Archer. I'm going to see... Oh, that's actually pretty good. Night Statue right here, and then I get to play around it. I'm just gonna build the 3. Actually, no. I guess since I have to have the 2, I'll build the other one right here. Or you know what? I can build it right here. I need this Portal Keeper. I need an Archer. I need 1 Archer. Somewhere. Am I gonna die? If I die... Okay. If I can't draw 1 Archer, I'm just gonna restart this video. Oh, that's really bad. Unless I can get... Ah, come on. Wow, this is really bad. Sometimes this just happens. What's sad is I'm not even gonna be able to, like... Okay. Here I am trying to be funny with this deck, and I can't even draw, like, the 1 damage unit, which happens. Ironically, this is actually helping me because I'm actually trying to not win games. I didn't think that I would win any of these games, but I'm also trying to de-rank myself because I'm already like way too high. Because I wanted to get the legendary for the video that I just did. Oh, here we go. When you okay, now I'll restart my my entire speech. When you start the game, you have really weak units, and you understand that they're weak because they're the units that you just get from the beginning, and one of those units is Archer. It's a regular damage unit that has super speed every so often. And this is going to be the first variation of a Archer type unit that you get. There are 3 units that are Archer units. One of them is obviously Archer. It's just a straight regular damage dealing attacking unit. It has this little triangle And that's what makes me call it an archer unit, because all of them have these little triangles. Oh, this is really bad. Let's do that and hope. Hope for that. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. $12,000 damage on crits. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, right? I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna move that there so I can move this over here. That's really bad. Do I do it there? That still doesn't help me. That obviously still does not help me. Oh, I got it. It's pretty good. I didn't even think I'd get it, but I got it. Can I power up one? I guess I can do that. That seems good. It seems okay. That seems okay. Maybe I should be running Scrapper. I feel like this is the best way to test units, by the way. Just building the Blade Dancer deck. Just like Night Statue, Scrapper, Dryad, some combination of those things. I was gonna say, I hope this doesn't become a thing. Alright. Does that matter? It might matter. I don't think it matters. I just need this other Night Statue to happen. If I get a Dryad, I'm gonna merge both of those. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that seems good. Look at this brokenness, right? I feel like when you start the game, this is like the kind of unit that you have. You have just a regular damage dealing unit. And it deals damage, right? You're just trying to attack the first unit. You're trying to merge them up as high as you can get them. You may have like a support card, like a Night Statue, or a banner, or a grindstone. Some kind of support card, right? You know, with all these being 3s, I can probably move these around. No, I guess I want that, all that right there. I need to summon in. Oh, I need to summon in 2 things. I'm just gonna move this down. I can move this one over. That's what I'm gonna do. At my crit level, my archer is dealing 10,000-ish, 15,000-ish crit. I think I saw a 32 in there. It's probably because it's on a square. It's basically not even being able to deal with Banner Lords because it doesn't have like any kind of mass damage to negate the amount of no crits that Banner Lord has. So even on round, 2? I'm pretty struggling. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, thank god. I thought that was gonna merge into the other Night Statue. That was actually a best case scenario right there. This is worst case scenario. Or is it pretty good? Oh, nope. Still pretty bad. Pretty bad scenario. Not even sure what to do here. Die. Pretty sure I die right here. Oh, I can save it. That's why Portal Caper's good. Right. And I'm clearly just super dying here. Oh, can I get it? Oh, no. No! No! Mind you, this is a max level archer. Why did I lose? Do you have any idea why I lost? I had Knight Statue. Like, my Knight Statue's really good. It's a level 13 Knight Statue. Like, I have Dryad with the Talons. Like, I have a max level Portal Keeper. I even have a gadget. Like, right? My gadget is level 14, and look at all this amazing equipment, and my crit percentage is so good, right? Why did I lose? Because Archer's base damage is not good. Archer at max at level 5 is 200 damage. 99 plus 92, right? Like 200-ish damage, right? I was going to go through this with a bunch of other cards that are the Archer cards. One of them is Wind Archer. One of them is Sentry. Sentry has better damage. Max level Sentry. This is 640 damage, right? Wind Archer, that I assume that you probably know is bad. What is this, like 270? This is like 270 damage. And it is also basically the same thing. Do you doubt that I'd probably lose if I played either of these cards? Like, no talents. It's just pure damage, right? I feel like you'd probably have a better time with Sentry than Wind Archer, because Wind Archer has base damage, whereas Sentry kind of has a built-in ability that gradually increases damage dealt, right? So Sentry would probably be better because over the course of the game, Sentry would technically get better, and it is better damage. And that is, but you'd probably still eventually lose, right? The damage increases, you know, like what is that, 280? And it's already like 640. Boreas' stats, because again, this is a Boreas video. Boreas' stats at level 11 at max, 136 damage. That's why it's bad. It is classified as a damage unit, and its damage is terrible. It's just absolutely awful. It's why when you play it in games, it doesn't feel like it's doing damage. It's just doing a lot of damage quickly. So it has talents. And if you're going the damage route, Second Breath, or actually Team Volley, I really like. Because when you merge the Boreases, they all go into the crazy shoot mode, right? And that's technically what you need. I think Second Breath is a little bit easier because you get the 35% chance to transition to the second phase. And I think just having the passive ability to do that more often is better than the physical, I have to summon in and, you know, merge out two Boreases. So I think Second Breath is better. And Shower of Arrows is obviously what you would be using. And I'll do this, but I think you'll understand very quickly why this is much better than Archer, but why it's still a bad unit. When you start the game and you start with things like Archer, and then you get Sentry, and then you get Wind Archer, and then you get your first legendary, which is usually Frost, but when you get your first attacking legendary, which is usually Boreas, Boreas seems much better than Wind Archer and Crystalmancer and Archer and Sentry, because it attacks faster and because it's a legendary. But that doesn't mean that it's a good unit. It's just really good really early on. To the point of the second question, which was, is Boreas good with Grindstone? I would argue the idea that I'm playing a Knight Statue, Dryad, you know, like Portal Keeper build, right? Is Boreas good with this setup? Yes. It's much better than if he didn't have this setup, because this setup is a deck. It is an actual, like, it's an actual deck, right? I don't even know where my squares are. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing? Why am I not setting this up on this side? I've been talking. Sorry. Actually, if I put another Knight Statue right here, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. Summon in here. I'm gonna do that. I obviously could have gotten a... Oh wow, I'm not gonna get anything here. I could have pulled a Knight Statue so that I'd have the second one, but I trust that I will eventually just get a Knight Statue in all of these summonings. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this and pull this over. I'm gonna do that. I trust that I'm gonna get a second one. Yeah. I'm gonna do that and that and that. Yeah. I don't know why I moved that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull this one in. I think this is the most amount of dryads with the red dryads that I've gotten. Okay, I can comfortably talk again. When you first start, and when you get Boreas, Boreas seems really good because it attacks so fast, and because it has talents. You know, like if you started the game now and it has talents, it's a legendary, it has talents, it's supposed to be good. It's labeled as a damaging unit. And if you follow that train of thought and you keep going with Boreas for the rest of your game, right? You just keep using Boreas. Boreas, you'll realize, starts to drop off. The damage that it does isn't a lot. If you're looking at my numbers right here, and again, I have really high crit. I think I have like 3,500 crit. Or I'm in like the 3,000s. Boreas' crits right now are 8,000, 25,000, 10,000, 10,000, 8,000, 17,000. I can't even get above like 50,000. I'm not sure what guy over there is doing. But even his Blade Dancer, who is a level 9, is rocking 148,000 crit. Every time he crits, it's 148,000 crit. 119,000, 150,000. He's rocking a level 1 gadget and a Master's Bow that's epic, not legendary. What is this? Like his crits, 139,000, right? It doesn't matter that I'm attacking quote unquote faster if my crit isn't good. If my base damage is not good, it doesn't matter what kind of abilities I give, what kind of things I give to my Boreas in order to make it better. In all of those games where you're seeing Boreas Grindstone work, Grindstone is dealing most of that damage. It's never the Boreas. I was gonna say, I hope I don't get another one. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is he seriously gonna lose? What is he doing over there? He's seriously gonna lose. This is gonna prove that Boreas is amazing. It can beat Blade Dancer. It can beat Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's just playing like the worst. Maybe he just doesn't play this very often. Or clearly he doesn't play this very often. He's using Scrapper. Clearly he doesn't play this very often. And he's trying to stay at 1s, which is weird as well. Is he now? He has too many level 1 Blade Dancers. He's not merging them out. I don't know what he's doing over there. Actually, I'm gonna upgrade both of those. Copy that. He's seriously gonna lose. This is gonna prove that... Oh, see? If I win right now... Well, I mean, I'm technically winning because he's terrible. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing over there, but that's not how you play Booming Dash Blade Dancer. Scrapper is the worst thing to have in that deck. Getting randomly upgraded is the worst thing for that deck. That, and he's just not doing anything with his, like, he's not getting Dryads, I guess. And he's just using them very strangely. I don't know what's happening over there. Boreas is a damage unit that doesn't deal enough damage. I mean, in this game, it's clearly doing enough damage. But for the most part, Boreas is a unit that doesn't deal enough damage. It does damage really quickly. It does single target damage, but eventually you'll start to realize that you get overwhelmed at a certain point in the game, and you just can't deal any more increasing damage. It doesn't have built-in mechanics to... Oh, see? Like, look at this. I'm already starting to fall behind. And there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I'm still gonna win somehow. I don't know. Boreas is a damage unit that doesn't deal enough damage. I think the best use out of him is Sleep Arrows, and it's in the robot deck. I'm actually gonna mess with... No, you know what? I'm gonna mess with this one. There's a robot clock deck that utilizes Boreas, but as a support unit. And I think that's the only deck that he's actually kind of viable in, because you're not using him as a damaging unit. You're using him as a... Oh my god, what am I talking about? You're using him as a support. Sleep Arrows mixed with... Especially if you have Force of Wind, so that every so often the monsters on their field start to speed up. That combined with Clock is just really punishing. And they've nerfed Clock a lot, but I think it's still... How close am I? Here we go. They've nerfed Clock a lot, but I think it's still viable. You just have to use it differently. Originally, you could merge out level 1 Clocks, and their entire field would get their attack speed decreased. But this is the way... that you have to play this now. I actually should have switched to Amulet of Weakness. I'm actually going to do that so that I can show this. I think that Boreas, at best, is good in this deck, and at worst, he's just not good at all. I'm going to use Amulet of Weakness here. And then you run Hunter Shacket to get the attack speed debuff, and then this is also attack speed debuff. If they ever use those tiles. And then you run Clock, which is attack speed debuff, and then you run Sleep Arrows, which is also attack speed debuff. And it's supposed to basically work against any deck, and that's why it's good. And I was highly invested in trying to build this deck. Is he dead? He's not dead. He's fine. I was highly invested in trying to build this deck after I got killed by it a couple of games in a row. It just seemed like a deck that was just good against everything. The thing about Robot that you'll always have to remember, you have to get to 5 merges. If you can't get to 5 merges within the first round, you will die. Watch. Actually, no, Boreas helps here. Because Boreas is really good like in the very early game. And that's also another reason why it's actually really good in this deck. Clocks, you basically utilize in the same way that you would in co-op. Everything that's less than a level 3, you just merge out. So I can actually merge these out now. Merge that out. I am trying to wait for mimes. Level 1 mimes. I'm actually probably fine. I can merge those out. I'm going to merge this one. Copy this one. Merge out these. Look at Blade Dancer's attack speed right now. And it's not even like at the best that this deck can do. This version of this deck, I think, is really punishing, and it's just filled with a lot of cards that I don't use. Robot, I've stopped using. Boreas, I basically never use, and that's kind of where Boreas' place in the meta is. It's kind of like Meteor Minotaur. It's kind of its own deck, and I think it really works in this deck. And if you start to level up all your things, like if you make Robot better, if you level up your Clock so Clock is better, if you level up Boreas so that you get the Force of Wind talent, I think this entire deck works together. I don't think long game it's good, because I think it will eventually drop off, because eventually you'll get like really high, you'll need to keep merging. You'll need to keep getting things higher. And this deck has no way of getting rid of debuffs. But the amount of pressure that it puts on your opponent through just them not being able to attack fast enough is insane. And that's why it works. Like, look at their attack speed. This is exactly how this deck works and why it works. And I think Boreas is good like this, because Boreas serves a function and you're using it correctly, because you're using it as a support unit and not as your main damager. You're upgrading your Robot as the damage unit, because the stun ability is just way too good as well, and it has the ability to go long game. The only problem is if you do eventually get to long game, if their deck can like outlast your amount of slow, what's going to start happening is you're going to die to negative effects. Like your Robot is going to get hit with a King Pudding. You're going to have to like merge it out. It's really the only problem with this deck. But I think technically this deck is okay. I'm going to merge these out. That's pretty good. A 4 and 2 level 3s. I'm going to upgrade the Clock the last time. And that's how I think that's the best way that you can use Boreas. I think that in the Grindstone deck, it's not the Grindstone that is, or it's not the Boreas that is helping you. I think Grindstone, if Grindstone deals that amount of damage, I think you can easily replace Boreas with any other damaging unit, and that deck will be better. If you're going to try to run Grindstone, if you're trying to make Grindstone better. But Grindstone does not make Boreas better because Boreas is not an attacking unit. It is a support unit. And I think that this is the deck. I think Necromancer is the unit that they, or the hero that they run, obviously, because not only is all of their units being speed slowed, but you also, the edges just stop working because of Necromancer, the hero ability. And that makes this deck even better than that. You could technically probably run Frost instead of maybe a Mime. And if you have like a max Frost, that would be like amazing as well, because then you get the Force of Wind, and then you also get the Frost ability, the max level Frost, the Ice Walk ability. So you have Ice Walk and Force of Wind, and that would be insane. But outside of this very like niche deck, I don't think Boreas is good. And I don't think in its current form, Boreas plays like an attack unit because it deals damage, and it technically deals damage quickly, but it's not its main function that is good for the long game. I think that it's really good early on, but I don't think that once you start getting to the late game, Boreas will start to drop off as a damaging unit, at which point you should then try to focus, if you want to use it, you should then try to focus on it as a support unit. It was good in like a Hex deck at some point, but then they kind of nerfed Hex and the way that Hex works. Hex with Shower of Arrows was really good for a specific amount of time, but they changed how Hex works, so that doesn't even work as well either. I think the best usage late game with Boreas is in a slow deck, in like a deck where you're specifically trying to slow their attack speed. But that's my thoughts on Boreas. I made this video specifically to talk about like why I think a unit that I used to love is really bad, but also because I would love to revisit this video later when they inevitably change Boreas' entire kit and make it different. Even just giving it more damage. If this damage number was in the 200s, 300s, that would drastically change this unit. It would be the damage unit that it should be. And that's all they'd have to really do. Like if they change these damage numbers, this is max damage, max level, and it's terrible. If they change those numbers and made them bigger, that's all they'd really have to do. And Boreas would be the unit that everybody thinks it is. But in its current form, it's not. It's better than Archer. It's better than Wind Archer. It's better than Sentry, right? When you start the game, it's better than those units. But compared to other legendaries, it's just not that good. And it's just a better support unit. But yeah, those are my thoughts.